What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. So it's been a couple of years since I've made a video for an Akaso action camera, and today we have a brand new Akaso camera. What we have here today is called the Akaso 360. So this is a 360 degree action camera. So unlike a regular action camera that records just in front of itself, this camera here records all around itself. So it doesn't matter if you're pointing the camera this way, if you're pointing it this way or this way, the camera always records all around itself. And once you're done recording, you can actually edit that recording and show only the parts that you want. So you can get some super cool effects with a 360 degree camera compared to a more traditional action camera. The Akaso 360 here is also one of the most affordable 360 degrees cameras available on the market. And as always, there will be some links in the video's description so you can check this out. So what do you get with this action camera? Well, first of all, you get two of these batteries. Now, the manufacturer says that you get about an hour of recording on each battery. Realistically, you get about 40 minutes of recording on each battery. So with both of them, about an hour and a half. And it takes about an hour and a half to fully charge one of these batteries. So keep that in mind. We also get this invisible selfie stick. So we can attach this to the camera, kind of like this. This opens, it is fairly long. And depending how far away you hold that camera from you, you can get some super cool effects. It's almost like you have a drone following you or flying in front of you. So it really depends how far you basically keep the camera away from you. We also get this little tripod here, so you can mount this at the bottom here. And all of a sudden you have a little tripod with this long selfie stick, the invisible selfie stick, and I just powered on the camera. You also get a little cable, you have a little user manual, these mounts here, or whatever you want to call them, and a little cleaning cloth. The camera itself is also a bit smaller than your typical 360 degree camera. I have another camera, another 360 degree camera here, and as you can see, it is smaller and it is a bit slimmer. Not to mention it is about half the price of this one. On one side here we have the holes for probably a microphone, we have our USB-C charging spot, we have the little plastic door that lets you remove the battery, and of course the slot for the SD card. On the other side we have the power button, we have probably another hole for another microphone, probably the hole for a speaker. On this side, on the front, basically we just have the brand's name and the little LED, and of course our lens. We have the same lens on the other side and a screen, and this at the bottom here is actually a button. So that's how you kind of start a recording. You just press this massive button at the bottom here. So the Akaso 360 records in 5.7K at 30 frames per second, and then you basically export that file. You can edit it either with the app on your smartphone or the app that's available for Mac or Windows. I actually got to use both applications, but if you just have the phone, you can just easily export and modify and change those recordings right from your phone, and then you just export the file when you're done. So it exports though is in 4K at 30 frames per second. So basically all the recordings that you're going to be seeing throughout this video from this camera as sample videos were done exported in 4K at 30 frames per second. And since I was talking about these microphones here, because we have a couple of microphones on the camera, let me play a quick recording that I've done the other day, just so you can see how those microphones actually work. So I was using the camera on the selfie stick, on the invisible selfie stick, and it was about 1.5 meters away from me while I was talking. So let me play that. Alright, and we are moving on to another quick recording done with our Akaso 360 degrees camera. So because the camera records in 360 degrees, it basically records all around. So I can show myself talking because, well, obviously I am the one recording this video, but I can also pan the camera so you can see what's on the other side. So on that side I'm seeing the lake, but then if I walk this way, you can see these ruins right here and all that. So you can reframe every single shot basically. So you just have the camera pointing in one direction, And after you are done recording, whenever you get home or whatever, you can frame those recordings however you want. So you can show any part of the recording because you've recorded all around to begin with. So right here, for example, I can pan to the left when I'm editing the video later on, so I can show you the cool views of the lake. Then I can pan to the right, so you can actually see those ruins. And then once again, I can pan the image back to me. So without you actually having to do anything when you're actually recording, you just spin that image around however you want. And as you've heard for yourself, the audio quality is decent, mostly if it's not windy whenever you're recording. So if you plan on vlogging with it, I think it does good enough with these two microphones that we have on the camera. So as you've seen, it was a bit windy in that recording in some places, but whenever it wasn't that windy, it does seem to do okay. Now, most of the other recordings that I've done with this camera were done on the motorcycle. So of course you're gonna get a lot of wind because, well, the camera is basically mounted either in front of the motorcycle or behind it. So there is a lot of noise, wind noise mostly. So I'm not gonna play the noise and the wind noise from those recordings. But if you're just walking around with the camera, of course you're not gonna have as much wind as in those motorcycle recordings. Now, from the app or from the computer app, you can basically export videos either in a 16:9 format, so the format that you're seeing this video in, or you can do them in 9:16. So if you plan on using these videos for Instagram, for example, you can have them like that or like that. So it really depends on your needs. I feel that most people will use this camera for kind of like Instagram posts. And for that, the quality is great. You're not gonna notice any difference from a more expensive camera like this. Now, if you're exporting the videos for 16:9 format, you will notice a difference in quality, mostly when you're comparing it with a more expensive camera. But for the price, because this is, as I said, this is one of the most affordable 360-degree cameras, I feel that for the price, it does quite well. But if you do need a higher resolution, because just to give you an example, this is the Insta360 X4. I believe this one records in 8K. So from 8K to 5.7K, of course, there is a difference, but the price on that one is also much higher. So if you're just looking for like an entry-level 360-degree camera, I feel that the quality and the resolution that you get from this one is more than okay. So I feel that the Akaso 360 is mostly designed for first-time 360-degree camera users, people that never actually got to try a 360-degree camera before. It is extremely easy to use. Once you install the app, you download those files on the phone, and then you can basically edit that file however you want it. So however you can imagine that video looking, that's exactly how you can get the video looking. It's gonna take you a little while to learn how to shift around the image and position the camera in the best angle whenever you're recording, just so you get the best footage, and then it makes it easier for you to edit that footage. But overall, I think within a day you will be able to do some really cool looking videos with the Akaso 360 here. So for a beginner, I feel that this will do quite well. All the examples that I've shown you throughout this video were basically exported in 4K at 30 frames per second, and I didn't really do anything. Everything was set on auto. I just pressed the record button and that's about it. And then I just cut that video in pieces so I can show it on the screen. So that easy making unique content, let's say, with the Akaso 360 here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave some comments down below. I'll try my best to answer whatever questions you may have. I will leave some links to this in the video's description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.